Keystone Cowboy, I should say. Got Weedman up here. I got Puddin up here, soon to be joined by Sports Legend. But we're getting ready to go green flag at Daytona International Speedway. Getting them invites now, so give me 1 second. We'll get you live to the racing.
We are wrapping up Season 4 Giggity Extravaganza at Daytona. We have seen every race except the truck race go clean and green all week. We have seen great strategies. We've seen guys working with each other. This is absolutely amazing. We got Tackleberry, Trey, Kid Coyote, Tieback. What up, Tieback? I am Captain Jack, MP Roofer, Matt BW. I'm just waiting to let these guys make sure they get my invite, but I'm looking right there just to hang it Pud. Well, that's not me, but dude, we have so many talented drivers. We're doing 100 laps, no stages, cautions only. Matt BW is in here too. Great. I mean, we have so much talent. Let's get this race under the way since we are not going to be able to see another Daytona race till tomorrow at 4, guys.
All right, heading into turn 3 right now on the first lap. We've got Woodruff up front. We've got Little Man running second right behind him. We've got the 24 Spanker running third right now, and Buck running in fourth as they come around, coming out of turn 4 to complete the first lap. Looks like Buck gets a little bit wobbly. They will save it though.
Buck, one of those drivers who just dashed his way in. Great to see him in here. It said he was a little bit nervous, but he wanted to be in a Daytona, one of his favorite tracks. I'm still loading in real quick, but we have so much talent tonight. And let's see how this race works out for everybody. And we saw some strategy played out in the dash. I don't think it worked out so well for some people. Let's see how it works out for everybody else. But Woodruff out here leading everybody. Mr. Woodruff, the Michigan man himself in that number 4 Mustang.
All right. Getting a little bit shaky coming out of turn 4. Draft separating everybody there for a minute. But behind Buck, it looks like we've got the one car. I know that's Coke FN. We got the 00. That's Jake, is it not? Ain't Jake in the 00 tonight, Puddin'?
Yep, it's coming across the board. We got Jackson Strong in the 47, Coke FN in that number 1, Night King in that 43, Jake in that 00, Life a Plant in that
Life
51.
As a 30, Plant?
Yep, the 34 is Trey. Again, Titans in that 88. Sorry, guys, silly season happened last year. The number 8 is Captain Jack. Teams got traded, or people got traded to different teams. People got switched to different cars. Timac in that 12 car. Great to have him over here. MP Roofer in that beautiful Chevrolet number 3. Great to see him out of a Mustang. I know he likes to go fast. 22 being Matt BW.
As he drops back to the back. But I do have to give somebody a shout out right quick. Mr. Life as a Plant, whenever he goes back and watches it, and I'm pretty sure he's already going to know what's coming by the time he gets to this point, but him gonna take my horse to the whole town road. He'll know what I'm talking about. But,
great to see Tackleberry up there in that 38 also. I got to talk to him earlier. We got Robbie in that 37, Woodruff in the 4, and Go With The Flow in 17 right now. It's scrolling across my top of my screen right now. Like I said, everybody's in different cars. Little Man being in that 14, that's awesome. I love how we did this year with the default pipe schemes. RJ Smitty not in the 24, being in at 9. Spanker being in the 24. 52, we've talked to him. We have talked to Kay Larson quite a bit, playing another game that we shoot people with in the 52. 71 being Mr. Buck RCN, dashing his way in. 47, another Shinoco driver, and right there, great to have him up there. But yeah, that's the entire field. We have so much talent here at Daytona. These guys are already pushing their limits. Buck is definitely pushing Mr. Woodruff right now.
Other than a few cars, a little bit of contact back here in the back. It looks like it was between the 17 and maybe the 51. It looks like those are teammates between Plant and Flo. Looked like they were trying to get hooked up, and it just didn't work out that way.
This is definitely a long race in that 00. we see the former Buck Mobile. That is now Jake. Yes, we see that lead change. The former 00 in that 71 former Tackleberry car taking the lead going down the backstretch, going into 3 and 4 over the Montoya Mole.
I do have to give a shout out to Mr. Kid Coyote. You better take care of my number 2 car. Told Mills that at the start of the season whenever he said he wasn't going to be running that car anymore. I will be watching you throughout the season, so take care of my baby.
Yeah, you do have a lot of pressure on your shoulders there because Mr. Boomhauer / the K-Stone Cowboy does love to protect that 2 car of his. They're going to the outside, inside the line, looking really strong. All of these cars still, 22 cars, still running with each other. Love that 43 of Mr. Night King. We saw it today with Bubba Wallace. As an airports veteran myself, love that throw pack paint. Oh, 38 car gets loose. I don't know if anybody else. I don't know if that was a lag.
We got the 38 flipping. Looks
that's
like
what
the
I
12
did see
car
too.
of Timac was involved.
Oh, it's unfortunate for him.
Tackleberry is pitted between the apron and the track. He is high centered, or would you call low centered? Caution. Yeah.
I have had the opportunity within the last couple of weeks to meet Mr. Timac. Participates in another league over there at NASCAR. Great to have him over there. Great to be in the booth with him when he gives me that invite. I do appreciate it. Can't wait to see what he's got tonight, guys. But we are under our first yellow flag here at Daytona preset Cup cars.
This is the second yellow flag that we've had in all of our racing since Monday night.
Correct. That just tells you what everybody's got here.
We had 1 caution in the Custom Cup Dash race, but other than that, we have been completely caution-free.
Buck on the pole, going to bring him down. We got him racked, we got him stacked. Rack him and stack him. You know we love to see it. So Mr. Weed, man, we haven't got to hear too much from you. I'm going to let you take us into 1 and 2 and down the backstretch, buddy. Great conversation. Buck still lead him down there in that beautiful pink and white number 9 car. Some people, Mr. Smitty, he knows how Pink is affiliated here in Giggity now. No harm of mine, but it might have been a lot of fault of mine. But these guys are still trying to stick together. Some guys on controller, some on wheel. Going through these first couple laps, Boomhauer, you know how difficult it is to keep it steady. Plus, you want to try to get with the people you can work with. Again, with so many cars, not everybody in the chat party. Some of these guys team members, some of them not. We're already seeing a couple people fall back to pick up their team member. We still have a long race to go. Again, no stages here at Season 4 at Giggity Racing.
A quick update on Mr. Weedman. His power has went out.
That's why we
left
could.
The party.
Yep, that's understandable. No, we'll get him back in here. Great to have him up here. I know he's been wanting to be up here in the booth. Said he would actually put a shirt and tie on just to sit here in the booth. So we can't wait to get him back up here. As we see Buck racing leading.
Pushed down below the apron, comes back up on the track, making it 3 wide. All right, they got that. Oh, somebody in the wall.
Look at that inside line work right now. We counted 17 cars at one point in time, all working together. We have almost all of them working together, like we just saw in the Daytona 500 today. They were making that HWH, that high, wide, handsome line work real good today. Car goes down, third car back, hits the apron, no harm, no foul, drops back just a little bit, everybody sticks with it, and Buck's still pulling them down in that beautiful Captain D71 car.
I don't think that high, wide, and handsome is going to work right now. There's just way too much shuffling and jitters and everything, getting everything under control right now. So I think we'll see it later on in the race. As I stand mistaken, as here comes R.J. Smitty and Plant Life as a Plant with Kay Larson on his bumper. They're going to try to take the lead from Buck.
Buck is going to get hung out. That is textbook. Something he didn't want to see. Jumping back through the field real quick in this gorgeous 47 car. There's Jackson Strong. Great to have him up here racing for Shin Motorsports.
Away from it, I gotta say, the front 4 cars are all affiliated. As we know, Team Underdog and R.J. Smitty's team are basically sister teams this year, and we've got RJ Smitty, Life as a Plant, Kay Larson, and Spanker running up top together. Looked like they got kind of shuffled out. Looked like that run from the bottom started creeping up, so the front two had to drop down to the bottom and leave their teammates up to dry. So we'll definitely see how that turns out. Not exactly the way I think they wanted that to work.
On board with the number one, that's the Coke FN car. We normally see him in a pink and white car. He's got big shoes to fill tonight if he's going to start trying to drive that Mr. X no-go car. Well, the XX no-go XX car. But, Jackson gets a little straw outside, hits the wall in that 47, 22, and Mr. Coke go to the inside as I'm on board with these guys. That's going to put him back a little bit. But, yeah, Coke FN has a big shoes to fill, seeing he's running that notorious black NOCO vehicle tonight.
Well, NOCO gave it to him for a reason, so I have no doubt that he can fill that car. Seeing how he did win the dash to advance, as we seen go with the flow on the apron, almost catching the grass to the tri-oval. Not the way he wanted to start this race, I'm sure.
We're already up to quite a few viewers right now, and as I click through, Kate Taddy's out there. Great to have you on board, boss. We always love it when you're racing. Great to have you on board. But Mr. John Mango says, "Let's go, Night King." Great to have you out there. He is now a development driver. Thanks for being a participant, and thanks for paying attention tonight, Mr. Mango. And here comes Mr. Corona Harley. Says, "Let's go, Jay Strong."
It's Coke FN. Looks like he's trying to pull this little pack of cars back here, a pack of three, see if they can try to make up some ground on the rest of this pack. They got strung out back here. They're about, I'd say, 3 to 4 seconds behind everybody, so it's definitely going to be hard for this group of guys to catch the front pack.
52 car goes to the outside, doesn't have any help. There comes the 17 with him. You don't want to lose the draft. The more power is numbers. They talked about it today in the Daytona 500. The more you have, the more the merrier you are. The lead pack is definitely going fast. They're doing over probably 500 or 205, 206 miles an hour. In my opinion, these guys sticking low. And right now we are still so early in this race, Boom, however, that patience will be for you. Car goes to the inside. Can he get back up? Was his fault? He was not trying to pass, got bumped down here. But yes, these guys are definitely trying to work together to keep this lead pack together. And what is your pit strategy be, Boom? However, if you are Mr. Keystone, if you have this many cars?
Right now, I mean, it's different. It's going to, we've seen it earlier. It's definitely going to be different for the leaders as we see Night King with a huge run coming out of turn 2. But
Take that beautiful Air Force vehicle.
Yeah,
run
looks
it.
like
37 teammate of his running up behind him.
Back. But like I said, it's going to be different for the guys up front because whoever's leading is going to use the most fuel. So, I mean, the biggest thing is just pitting with your team. Don't pit by yourself.
We saw that earlier in the dash where the pit strategy didn't come into effect for the leaders, which blew my mind, Keystone.
Yeah, but, they were playing their own, they were only 1 lap short, so Coke FN and Buck were able to hang at the back of the pack for the most part, running quarter to a half throttle while still maintaining the speed, so they was able to save those lap times, or save those laps of fuel, so they didn't have to pit, as the others did, and the two of the Stewart-Haas cars actually ran out of fuel coming to
a couple cars going to the high side right there, trying to make that high line work. It doesn't work quite for them. Again, power numbers, everybody's done that. And look who is leading it. Coke FM.
No, Coke is not. He's at the...
Oh, no, excuse me. No, I'm used to seeing a pink car. You are correct. Sorry, RJ. I apologize.
With Life as a Plant in second, and Woodruff running third, with Jake running fourth.
Again, everybody, give us a couple weeks here. Everybody changing numbers, changing paint schemes. We got to get more familiar. I do apologize. Do not want to take away from that, but we do have a new leader up there with RJ Spitty. Very familiar here in the Cup Series. Says his name a lot. Got to talk to him quite a bit in post races. We know he can has what it takes to get it done. Boom.
We've got Jake running fourth. We've got MP Roofer running fifth. Buck running sixth. Here comes the 38 Tackleberry making a run on the inside of Roofer. We've got Tom Mack behind him. What's going to happen? I think the 4 is going to take the lead. Coming in. Nope. Smitty throws a block and it leaves Life as a Plant out to dry.
Jumping on board with Jake real quick, we talked to him earlier in the dash. Great to have him on board for that race. He is in the former Buckmobile. He's sitting there in third, trying to hold on to everything he is, keep his patience in line. Buck jumps right behind him. So great to see these guys working. Thank you for everything you do up here in the booth, Jake. We do appreciate it. You're so good at it. We love having you up here, but you couldn't wait to get back in the race car, so keep your nerves calm. That's what you talked about earlier. Buck's still right behind him. Here comes the 51, and RJ still pulling this long train down the front straightaway.
Yeah, like I said, I just don't see the whole high line working right now. It's organized and it's shuffling. The bottom line is, it's somewhat organized. A lot of shuffling. If they want to get that high line working, they're definitely going to have to get the car straightened out. Easy with the brake checks and the checkups coming from the giant runs that they get coming out of the corners and stuff. So they're definitely going to have to get all this stuff under control. As we see, the 51 and the 24 cut left, but it looked like the 24 cut back in line and leave Plant hanging out to dry again. Somebody needs to get that Plant some water.
I'm great that you brought that up, Mr. Keystone. You helped me out earlier this week for my couple Daytona races. That sometimes you're not even brake checking. You're out of the throttle when you're in the draft more than half. You're 50% out of the throttle sometimes just to keep yourself there.
The only person that is not fully in the throttle is the leader.
Yeah, the K-Taddy out there also said that Smitty is last year's preset champ, so don't take that away from them. He is starting to take off where he let off, as Mr. K-Taddy just said, trying to hold on to his race. But it's not over. We haven't had pits. We haven't had caution. One caution, excuse me. But yeah, this is one long train of guys just trying to be patient and position them. It's a chess match right now. You have to put yourself in that right position to put checkmate at the end of the race.
Try to make a runner and got shuffled out. I'm not sure which one it was.
Very unusual not to see Tackleberry in that 71 Captain D's car, which he was most familiar with, jumping over to Team Trey over there. Great to have him aboard. I know he is. 38 car looking very strong right now.
Mm-hmm. He looks good in that Ford Mustang. You see somebody catch the apron back there. I think it might have been Trey. No, it was not. Who was it? Captain Jack. And it looks like, this is not good. It looks like he's going to lose that draft. So that's definitely not what he wants to see right now. As we've still got Matt B-Dub, Coke FN, and Jackson Strong. Looks like they're coming out of turn 4 right now when everybody else is heading into turn 1. So they're a little bit off pace there.
I've raced with Captain Jack I don't know how many times. He's a great guy, great talent. He has a lot to offer to anybody. DSR was super lucky to pick him up. Again, thanks to Ed, though. Thanks to Mr. MP Roofer over there. Gave me the opportunity not only to get out of the booth, but participate with you guys. Things happened. We switched over. But, yes, they are very lucky to have a young talent like Captain Jack. I only know in my mind after racing with him for almost 4 or 5 months now what he's got going on. So we'll see how it plays out for him, but things are going on. Thank you, K-Teddy, for joining in. Mr. Buck, number 89 Motorsports, since we do have 2 Bucks. He's at work watching in right now. That's awesome. Thanks for that.
Also, I got to throw another shout out right quick. I got a special request. Ooh. A lot of beating and banging there. I got a special request from your team captain, Mr. Robbie Vids. He wanted me to give a shout out to the Gosh Hospital, Great Ormond Street Hospital over there across the pond where he's from in Europe. He wanted me to say a few words
he's in England. That hospital helps take care of his daughter right now. That's a great. So anything they could do to help that hospital to help his young daughter out, that would be awesome.
The link has been posted on our Facebook page if y'all want to go check that out. And if there's anything y'all can do about that, anything would help. As Puddin said, they are taking care of his daughter right now. So hearts and minds are with you there, Robbie. Now you need to get your bloody butt up to the front of that pack there, mate, because there's a few people that might want to see you win tonight.
not a few people. There's a lot of people want to see him win. He was on the border about whether he's going to stay in Xfinity and jump over here to Cup as the team captain. We know his talent. We know his patience level. He got himself a brand new 150. He's on a great wheel, and Robbie has the talent, and he has the mentality to get the be cool, calm, and collected to get himself back up there. But yes, Gosh Hospital, please, everybody, check in, tune in, and help everything out as we see this race going awesome. And I love you, brother. You're my homeboy. You're my English buddy.
All right, so we've still got R.J. Smitty leading up front. We've got Woodruff running second, Jake running third. We got Buck running fourth. Looks like we've got Ty Mack has worked his way up to fifth, with Night King running behind him.
Love that too. Like I said, just got to talk to Timac a couple times over there in NASCAR. Thanks for having me over there. But no offense to you, Timac. I know how fast you are. I know how consistent you are. But you and I both know our shooting buddy, Mr. Night King, and that awesome, I'm going to say it just for my wife, Air Force car coming up behind him right there too. So that's it's a great thing to have Timac over here. We appreciate you being here.
Quick info here. We're coming up. I'm watching Little Man stream here, and we are about 5 laps away from green flag pit stops. So we still got 15 cars in this front pack up here. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how these guys get on pit road. It looks like the later half of the pack is kind of spread out a little bit more. But these first 4 or 5 drivers, it's definitely going to be interesting seeing them get on pit road right now. Who's going to pit win? Or are they going to split the laps? Some go in 1 lap, others wait for the next lap. Everybody knows pit road's calamity corner at these super speedways, so we're definitely going to have to keep track of this and figure out how they're going to do this. It's a big part of the strategy, getting on and off pit road at a good speed. No speeding penalties. That's the biggest key. But you don't want to slow down too much, get rear-ended, and end up getting wrecked and getting away from your teammates.
Yeah, and getting forced down pit lane and giving yourself a penalty. You are correct. As you were talking right there, I counted. We have 15 cars in the lead lap up to 22 that started, so 7 backed off of it. Will they all pit together? You got to hit them binders. Go down through the gears. Boom, however, Mr. Keystone just said it himself. Pit lane speeding penalties will
55 mile an hour.
It's important. You do not get that because you will lose your drafting party. And we all know how unfortunate and not fun it is to drive around by yourself here.
Yes. Like I was saying, 55 mile an hour pit road speed as we're looking at go with the flow in that 17 car right now. Makes a little bit of contact with the 24. No harm, no foul. But as I was saying, it's just trying to get to, because coming out of turn 4, being in the draft, you're starting to get a bigger run coming out of the corner, as most do. So it's hard to get that car woed down from 205 mile an hour down to 55, especially with the bumps on the inside of pit road right there, because you want to try to stay left, because whenever you hit the brakes, we've seen it in the dash, the car wants to go right. So you've got to be mindful. You want to be as far left as you can, and hopefully there's nobody on your left. But also,
Woodruff pulling this pack, and we got Jake behind him. Remember, and here comes Buck. Buck is an experienced Cup driver, but the 2 leaders right now just advanced from last year's series of Xfinity. One of them being our champion, sitting there in second at 00. Are they going to be able to realize how much more horsepower they have, and can they handle that? But I'm
pretty sure they can. Jake's a hell of a driver. He was champion of 2 different series last year for a reason, so I'm pretty sure him and the rest of the team NOCO's done a lot of practicing over the week, getting everything lined up, getting on and off pit road together and stuff like that. So, honestly, I got to say that's the team that I expect to be most proficient just because of who it is and who's on it and the work that they put in. Not saying that the rest of the teams don't do as much or even more work, but it's just the talent level on that team. I'm pretty sure they've already got all that figured out and straightened out. They've got their game plan, and they're going to do everything they can to stick to it.
And that's something else, too. For my first couple races over here, I'm not anyone to I'll tell you who it was, Mr. Robbie Vids. Even when I was with driving for DSR and T. Clay,
Here they come.
There they come. There comes Buck. But both of them helped me spot for my first race at Watkins Glen. We have now found out that a lot of these teams have spotters. We have a lot of these people have spotters. But yeah, we just saw a green flag stop starting to be made, but the majority of these guys stayed out.
It looked like he might have been a little bit fast. I'm not sure. We'll definitely have to keep track on that 17 car, though. Oh, it's the 71 and the 52 make contact. You hate when the AI makes you do that. As we see the 47 into one car coming down pit road now. So we've got the 4 of Woodruff. We've got the 00 of Jake. We've got the 12 of Ty Mac, the 43 of Night King. As the 43 makes his way down.
Again, with a lot of these numbers being changed and everything from last year, we know Woodruff in that Black 93 from the Xfinity Series, Night King making his way up again. So we are still trying to learn our names. I just talked to some of these guys in the offseason quite a bit. I do have their names written down, but we have so many development drivers who have also worked their way on the teams and not earned. They have earned their way on the teams, plus other teams promoting people. So, please, like I said, please give us a moment. But yeah, the other night I was racing with Woodruff. He was in that 4 car, and it was so unusual not to see him in his typical 93.
All right, it looked like the 17 actually came out leading that pack, so I do not believe that he did not get a speeding penalty, as it looks like Roofer is leading this pack now. So we're going to skip through here. We've got Kid Coyote and the 8 in front of him running together. Looks like
the pack that I just followed out was that 00 Coors Light cars. They're getting passed on the high side. That used to be the Buck car. Mr. Jake Giroux right there. Jake, he said, I want to be as good as Buck one day. So he picked that car. It's a beautiful car. These guys definitely sure to work with together, but let's see how his strategy works out.
All right, we've got 3 of the Underdog RJM affiliate teams running together right now with Larson, Life is a Plant, and Titans right down that 88 car. So looks like they've got their bearings in order. So we'll see after we get get shuffled around here and complete the cycle who's where. And
well, Boomhauer, you and I both have been a participant of Giggity. You obviously one of the OGs. I've been here myself. Underdogs, you guys have done such a great job, especially when I was signed but not points affiliated. Underdog took me in and helped me out. And the other night in my truck race, I couldn't find, because there wasn't any other participants from quote-unquote Shinogo. But guess what? There was another team that helped take me in. How many teams are working together that aren't necessarily satellite affiliates tonight to make sure they get a good points finish?
Oh, a little bit of shuffling right here. The 38 and the 34, those are teammates. Honestly, right now, at the start of the races, it's work with who you got. I mean, yeah, if there's only a couple teams, 2 or 3 members in a chat together, they might want to stay by themselves, but who knows, they might want to get in a chat. It's too late to change too. Yeah, it's too late now, but they might be, another 2 or 3 people from another team. As we see the 24 car lag a little bit. That's not pretty, but it depends. I mean, last year it was a whole lot easier.
You'll see. Just said he's 30,000 feet in the air and still got stream. He says, "Go Canucks." He's out there hanging out with RKM. Great to have you on board. But they're 30,000 feet in the air and still have connection to this great race. And if we see all of these guys trying to link back up, boom.
Yeah. Like I was saying, season 2 was a whole lot easier to communicate because there were only 3 teams. It was Ford, Chevy, and Toyota. That's all it was in season 2. But now we've got 8 separate teams.
Everybody who wanted to go faster was Chevy.
No. Let's see. That's why I pulled Noco away from Chevy, and he got Ford a championship. So,
he's so much faster in a Chevrolet because he just won 2. Anyway, go ahead with your conversation. Didn't mean to talk aloud.
Whatever. We'll cover that bow tie up. Real men wear Windsors, not a bow tie. Sorry. But anyways, like I was saying, the communication's a big deal. I mean, having so many teams, the satellite teams and stuff, it's definitely hard to stay communicated with everybody. So you want to be, it's the guys who you trust. It's the guys on the teams that you trust. I mean, it just depends on who they are, how close you are with them, how well you run with somebody else. Like, I kept going back last night talking about it, Tommy Armorboy and Dark Knight, the 3 of us, we're not on the same team, but we still run great together. We know how each other works. We know our cars. Oh, a little bit of shuffling to 71 a buck. A little bit of check up there from the run that they was getting.
They are on a 12-car dash, and since Millsy is paying attention, do me a favor. Tell RKM I can't count past 12. That's an inside joke for everybody out there. These guys definitely trying to work together. We saw it earlier tonight in the dash. The guy out front is burning that most petrol for Robbie. He's burning the most fuel. A lot of these guys trying to work together. And like you said, these satellite affiliate teams, it's great to have. I can't wait to possibly one day be in a giggity race with perhaps, let's say, Bad Moon. I know she's in Xfinity right now. I'm trying to dash into some of those when I get the opportunity. Jake moved up. So a lot of these guys have raced with each other so many times in other divisions, but when it comes to league racing and when it comes to competition, things do change. But it's nice to have that extra support beside you when you're trying to do a custom setup or find a best line. No offense, I'll call this out right now, Mr. Boomhauer. You and I are not on a team. We are friends. But guess what? You helped me try to figure. You try to help me figure something out for tomorrow night. And here he is, Sports Legend.
What's up, guys?
Great to have you up on the booth. I know you're ready to jump up here. Yeah. Go ahead, Sports.
How was your rain race?
How was my what?
Your rain race. Wasn't you at Daytona?
Oh my god, no.
Oh. I thought you were at
I wish I was at Daytona.
Oh, somebody said you were at Daytona.
No, that's Napa.
Well, I knew Napa was, and I knew Checkmate was down there too.
Oh, one car goes to the outside right there. It doesn't have any help going with it.
Oh, here comes Woodruff. Looks like the little man's going to move to the high line and let them go. Much respect there. Not trying to block, even though they are on teams together. So I'm pretty sure Woodruff would have loved to keep his captain in front of him to keep him from going a lap down. But just sometimes that run, especially being a solo car, there's nothing you can do about it. As we see the three Roofer step out on the high line. Don't look like anything's going to come of it, though, as he's about
Nobody wants to go with him, though.
Trained. Like I said, this inside run has been so strong this race. It's hard to, I mean, you've got to have 4 or 5 drivers all step out at the same time and hold it. Stay organized. Stay bumper to bumper. No shuffling left and right. And it's so hard to do sometimes.
Well, some people are on controller, some people are on a wheel. We do have to remember that. Yes, Roofer's still to the outside. Car goes to the inside. That's that 00. That's our one and only Jake. No, that wasn't Jake. Excuse me.
Plant.
Yeah, that was Mr. Plant. Real quick, Mr. Sports Legend, just to let you update, that 71 Captain D's car dashed his way in. That is Buck RCN. Trying to keep you up in the loop. I'm sure you can see where we are lap-wise and everything. Great to have you up here. I haven't got to talk to you much. You sent me a message a little bit earlier today. Excited to be up here and work. More excited to have you here.
Yeah, man, it's always great when I can join the booth. I don't get to do it very often.
Understand you had stuff going on today, but we are still in the middle of a barn burner. We are finishing up our Daytona extravaganza week here in Season 4 of Giggity Racing. We have only seen one caution tonight, been caution-free for almost every night except for the truck race, and I think they're coming up on that 47, who is a sitting duck, and I do believe that is my man.
Here comes Larson on the high line. He's going to try to take it, but looks like he's going to get shuffled out.
Hey, if you guys have a chance, I don't have a racing bike. Can I get one?
Yep.
I think Teddy or somebody sent me one. I just didn't get. Couldn't they like be raced or something?
Let me see if I can figure this out real quick. Be more than happy, Mr. Sports Legend, to jump on Giggity Racing on the YouTube, which we always want everybody to subscribe, hit that like button, join in, and since we can't back out at this particular time, maybe this is the best way for you to join in. We understand you have responsibilities. You had to keep the electricity on. We know that. That's what work does to us. But great to have you up here. I don't talk to you very often. I think that's the best way to do it right now, though.
Yeah, we can't really back out of it right now.
Hold on, no. I think. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, there we go. Let me see if I can do it that way. We'll do the share play. For him, though, what he's going to have to do is just You'll have to see what I'm seeing, but these guys are almost 16 cars deep.
I thought you couldn't count past 12.
Well, that's what RKDM said. It's because I'm from the great state of Ohio, not some continent up there in Canada. I'm just joking. I'm not racist. I'm not being mean.
Last time I checked,
know
we're
it
on
was
the
a
same
joke.
continent, you ding dong.
It was a joke. It was a joke. We talked
Proving
about
that
it earlier.
Ohio's education is what you're doing.
Oh, you know what? Don't worry about it.
As
Here we
we've got
guys
the
are.
Ford
We
gang,
still have these guys. Oh, car goes down throw. I don't know if there's a lag issue going on right now, but I am seeing cars swerving and going below that double yellow line right now.
I just seen
Did that
Roofer
work,
cut
Sports?
below, but
don't think so.
alright, well, we've got the Ford gang up front with Woodruff, K. Larson, and Todd Mac
I'll
running
find
1,
my
2,
way in
3
there.
right now.
No, hold on. I'm trying again.
We've got
Paying attention on board to Mr. Boomhauer, a.k.a. the
We've
Keystone
got Jake
Cowboys great
Titans.
strat.
looks like Jake Titans. I think that is the 24 car of Spinker and the 3 of Roofer, all Chevrolets running 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, with a couple of other Fords in the 38 of Tackleberry. Looks like the 34.
How's that
Trey.
football going, President?
I think so.
All right.
There we go. Trying to get Sports Legend. We're going to do a little bit of share play and try to get him in here. Again, he was a little delayed. Had responsibilities. Got to keep the electric paid. Got to keep the bacon in the refrigerator. for keeping this live stream going right now. What you're doing on YouTube. We're having one heck of a finishing Daytona week. It's season 4 of Giggity.
A screen other than the game. Here we go.
There we
Looks like
go.
we're about
Jumped in. Great to have you in
halfway
here.
through
Everything
this
you see,
fuel run.
I see.
I'm watching Mr. Jake's broadcast as he's running 4th right now. Looks like they're about halfway through this fuel run, so whenever they come back around to come around the start-finish line on his stream, I'll let y'all know how many laps we got left. I gotta say though, man, that Ford car's been pretty dominant tonight.
Woodruff talked to me a little bit early. He was excited about tonight. We know
51
how
laps to
great
go.
he is. We know how Woodruff is. He's a very proficient. He's a smooth. He's a methodical driver. He's working his way up. Great to see him up here in the Cup Series.
Start on the
And
pole.
here we go. We got Timac 2 in this 12 car. Great to see him up here
somebody's
in
in the
third
grass.
Somebody through the
place.
grass.
Yep, just saw that too.
Looks
Looks like a little bit of a lag issue.
Looks like a red car.
Just to let everybody know, Mr. Sports Legend just jumped up here. We
In the
didn't get him the.
house.
I
Yep,
believe that was
we-
Little Man.
We didn't give him the actual game invite. Forgot to do that. Got him
I
the chat
told you.
invite. I did forget it. Went. Did you? Anyway, we'll talk about that off air real quick.
Yeah.
But yes, I just want to make sure that Sports Legend is in there. He sent me a message.
Uh-oh.
Excited to be up here, so he's share playing whatever I see. He sees, so hopefully he sees more than I do to keep this great racing going.
I gotta say
No,
though,
this race looks great. It looks like the beginning of the race from this afternoon.
yes, it does. Everybody's running single file right now. There's a little bit of stepping out here and there. I think that's mainly from the checkups and stuff like that because of the runs they're getting. But I'll follow along here with Mr. Kid Coyote, and that precious number 2 car looks like he's lost the draft from everybody. So that is not where he wants to be, and that's not where I really want him to be either.
Look at the stream that we got going on, Sports Legend.
Wow.
Look how many cars that we have in one line right now.
Dude, this is amazing. It looks like everybody's content with following the Woodruff as they're saving gas. Like, the race was this afternoon.
Exactly, and that's the downfall for Mr. Woodruff in that Ford Mustang. We all know those V6 vehicles can't save gas anyway. When a V8 Chevy comes up behind them,
We've got
they're doing the best they
13.
can, though. But the people behind them are in the catbird seat.
We've
They're
got
working
13
with
in
each
a row
other.
right here.
13 to go. Thank you, Mr. Boomhauer.
No,
But these
13
guys
in a
made-
row.
Oh, 13 in a row. Excuse me. But these
Yeah,
guys'
there's-
main objective is to stick with each other right now. You lose that draft, you are up a creek without a paddle. And we all know how that works at super speedways there, Mr. Sports.
Yes, sir. Who says you can't have a good Daytona 500 race even during a postponed race?
Yeah.
I think they should put some treaded tires on them and let them run.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't think they can like exactly Eldora it, with the trucks and the tires that they run there. I'm not sure if you're going to exactly get the same speed that you would normally on our Goodyear slicks, but maybe one day, who knows? Shout out to Goodyear.
NASCAR will get desperate enough.
Shout out to Goodyear. They bring one heck of a tire every year, regardless
Dude,
of what
these
Kyle,
guys are killing it
regardless
tonight.
of what Kyle Busch says. Sorry, I had to throw that out there. He's always complaining about Goodyear's tires when he just apparently can't drive them. So, anyways, moving on.
We still,
That's one
we're
thing
not
I
going to
don't
talk about
see.
that. I don't think we should bring name brands up because I personally don't feel like getting sued, even though somebody else might.
That's one thing
But
I'm noticing.
these guys
I don't
are still
see an
being
18
patient
car
right
in
now.
this pack.
They are staying. They're staying on that low line. They're sticking with each other. But again, we saw it during the first pit stage. A couple cars ducked up, a couple stayed up. We saw it in the dash. Some ducked up, some
Coke
made it the
FM
entire way.
spinning
That is
on
not
his
good for
own.
him.
If I'm him, I'm
Single
going ahead
car
and head
spin,
down
no
pit road.
caution.
Yeah, go ahead and go down pit road. They're closing in on green flag pit stops now. So, yeah, that's not
Get the one
what
car.
he wanted to see.
Jumping on board that too as we see Coke going in. Jackson Strong, that brand new 47 racing for Shin Motorsports, jumping over from the underdog team. Beautiful red, white, and blue paint scheme. Trying to
Love
catch a
it.
little bit of sniff draft to try to catch up. Talked to Jackson the other night, said he was a little bit nervous, but was excited to be up here in Cup. Great to have you on board in Shin Motorsports. I know Robbie is too. I've known you since E3. You're a great person. I just like talking with you. But can you guys hook up and get up to that other team? I don't know because there are power in numbers like we talked about many times earlier. 2 on 13 doesn't look good.
One thing I did notice when I was calling, Kyle Busch out on the whole Goodyear tire thing, there is not a single Toyota in this entire field.
Well, there was only 5 in the Daytona 500 tonight, so that's got to say something. But Anthony Karp just sent out there in YouTube word. He said Coke FM was noticed by Mr. Red 4424.
Right.
So
they are
just to let
green flag pit stops.
pit stops are being made, but let everybody know that there are people watching Giggity Racing. Anytime you're in a public lobby, please keep your cool, maintain yourself. Everybody knows who you are. If you aren't already, like and subscribe. More cars coming down the pit lane. Let's make Giggity as great as we can.
It looks like the Underdog crew and the 88 of Titans, which is affiliated with Underdog through the affiliate team RJM. So, looks like they're doing their best to stay together. As we see the 8 of Captain Jack come on pit road now. Looks like the 22. And looks like almost a lot of them's coming down.
Looks like Night King just stuck his nose out in that awesome Air Force car, being an Air Force.
Oh, the 71 of Buck missed pit road.
But he just ducked down. The one car of Coke, though, I do believe is going to pit this race. Or this time by.
He already pitted.
No.
Anthony Karp said putting it was on a podcast. If someone can tell him to look at Red's podcast.
Well, all right there. I know Coke will have to definitely let you know if that is something you want to hear. The 1443 coming down pit lane. Go ahead, guys.
As the 71 missed pit road in the shuffle down there, that's one thing you've got to be careful with. Even if it requires you getting a speeding penalty and staying there for another 15 seconds, you cannot afford to miss pit road. Have to make yourself all the way back around the track, getting up to speed just to turn around and slow down again. That is going to kill his race unless we have a caution.
Or if you're in my case, you can't speed down pit road either.
Oh yeah, he better not speed now, especially after already missing pit road, as it looks like he got slowed down in time. So good job there. As we see the 47 of Jackson Strong coming down pit road too. Looks like we got a couple cars coming back off pit road now. All right, we've got Jake. Looks
They're
like
going
he's
3
making a
wide.
run.
There they are, right here. I'm on board with Jake.
He's
12 car
slingshot.
Mr. Timex didn't make it happen though. Go ahead, sorry, Boom.
Oh yeah, he slingshot Timac take the lead.
Timex coming to pit.
Yep, Jake still has not pit. He's got about one more lap and he will be coming down pit road. watching his stream now, so it looks like him and Roofer are going to stay together. Make sure you got to have a teammate. Definitely don't want to pit by yourself. So we got lap traffic coming up. They're going to bounce high.
Great to have Racing Empire out there. Great racer, great competitor. He said he was wishing he was racing tonight, and I think we are. There we go.
There's the signal.
We are board. Yep, there's the signal. That's the hand out the window if you can in a video game. He is trying to let everybody know this is what I'm going to do. Great to see him out here. He was excited to be in a car tonight. All week we've heard him talk. I want to put that helmet on as he comes down, making a green flag pit stop. Yep, that is Mr. Jake Giroux.
It looks like he got slowed down in time, so good job there. Alright, so we've got Captain Jack, we've got Coke FN, we've got Little Man, and looks like the 43 and Night King.
Also remember, Jake is the rookie in the Cup Series this year.
Oh,
coming
up from the rookie, but
Xfinity.
He don't have no rookie stripes, I can guarantee you that.
Anything but a rookie.
As looks like Larson's going to get around Woodruff, so it looks like Woodruff might have had a slower stop than Larson.
Like the plant, once again, jumping cars, a little bit different manufacturer, different paint scheme for next year. Trying to pull this little pack that's got a 5-car pack, trying to pull it down the straightaway. Night King right behind him in that beautiful Air Force P15 Mustang scheme. Tries to make the goes outside, goes to 14, does not work. Nobody gets any help. Here comes the 14 behind him, and I can't see. I don't want to misconstrue it, but oh no, that is the 37. That is Jackson Strong, right there with it. They are
Robbie.
Oh, 37's Robbie, 47's Jackson. Apparently, excuse me. Yeah. They once again they did switch numbers. These guys trying to work on together. Powers, numbers, powers at this track. 3-on-4 doesn't look good. 4-on-4 can not be a bad situation.
As it looks like Roofer has got the lead, but he has yet to pit as he's going down now. So it looks like
Roofer driving for DSR, one of the hardest working people we do have, Boomhauer.
Yes, it looks like Timac is going to have the lead though, as this after we finish shuffling around, get everything organized again, and Jake will be running in second behind him, unless Jake says something about it.
Unfortunately for you too, Mr. Sports Loader, you missed one heck of a dash. These guys were working together, everybody up here trying to do everything, finishing out Season 4, Giggity Racing, Week 1.
Season 4.
Starting to finish Week 1, thank you. Here at the Daytona Extravaganza Speed Weeks, we have only seen one caution tonight. These guys definitely trying to work hard to get into each other. 3-on-4, there 2 wide, 4 wide.
And looks like Roofer's going to surrender his lead, not by choice though.
Mr. Carf out there in YouTube land said, "Let's go, Roofer." A lot of supporters. Zach K, thanks for jumping in, man. We do have a lot of participants, a lot of viewers out there in YouTube land.
Was that the 71 in the wall? Or... No, it was not. Who was that? That was the 34 of Trey in the wall. That is not good for him.
One of our new.
It's going to be hard to make up that time.
Yes. As we've got Tom Mack leading.
Sports Legend, you're 100% right. Friction is not fast, Sports Legend, and anytime you hit anything that you're not supposed to, you are correct.
The only friction you won't hear is the tires and the asphalt.
Yes, sir.
Exactly, that's correct. So yes, again, Sports Legend jumping in a little bit late, had to go out there, make sure his bills were paid. Great to have you up here.
At what happened with Mr. RJ Smitty. Because he was leading this race earlier, as we all seen, but now he is on the very, very tail end of this lead lap, actually leading the leaders right now.
And of all things, the not pink 9 car, wasn't pink banned from Giggity?
Pink custom cars, thanks to a few people who are going to go unsaid.
We will not mention any names.
No, we
don't know what you're talking about.
We've got Ty Mack leading. We've got Jake sitting in second. Looks like Life is a Plant sitting in third. No, he is not. Life is a Plant is a lap down. We've got Tackleberry sitting in third. Spanker is running fourth in that number 24 car, and Mr. MP something something Roofer
MP
running
Roofer.
in fifth. No,
Jump
that
back
was
here
a
on board
an
with that
inside joke there.
37 Chevrolet. He is running the Maxwell House paint scheme, good looking paint scheme, but unfortunately for my good buddy, Robbie Gibbs is not looking good running by himself at Daytona, something you don't want to do. But we all know how methodical he is. He's got a thought process. He learned a lot from Noco, racing with Noco. Let's see if he's got something in his hand. But in order to make anything here happen in a super speedway, you have to be with somebody.
Yes, sir. He might be able to make a miracle and catch up to somebody. That's the only way I see something happening, unless there's a caution.
Again, I know that you are share playing with me, so you can only call what I'm calling right now. Again, thanks for being up here, Mr. Sports Life. We see Roadworth going underneath that 52. I apologize for not getting into that like that. So you're only seeing what I'm seeing.
I'm pretty sure you guys sent me an invitation. It just went away after a while. I don't know.
As we got Spanker,
this is a great
Roofer,
race right here.
and the 34 Trey hooked up bumper to bumper to see if these three cars, the way this front pack is shuffling up here, let's see if these three cars can run them down. It looks like they got 5 or 6 of them up there, so it's definitely going to be hard to do, but it's not out of the realm of impossibility. And we've got Matt B. Dub running behind Ty Mack right now. Those two are teammates, so he's going to do everything he can to push Ty Mack for as long as he can.
Again, great to have Mr. Tomac over here in that 12 car. He does a lot for over there in NASCAR. I've had the opportunity to do a couple commentary jobs with him. Listen to their broadcast last night. They do such a great job, but this is awesome having him over here. He's looking pretty good tonight.
Yep, I got the luxury of broadcasting a couple of their races as well. A couple of weeks ago when they ran Indianapolis, Pocono, and Gateway in the Xfinity Series there. In their league, but I actually got to run Gateway with them, and honestly, it's probably about the most fun I've had at that track ever. So, give him a shout out. Props for letting me do that. As you see
Guys
him
pulling down the backstretch right now. Go ahead, Sports Legend.
Oh my God, these guys are crazy.
a little bit. They're running Daytona right now. You gotta be crazy.
I mean, this is a good crazy. This is one hell of a race, guys.
Oh yes, as the laps are starting to wind down. I think we're about 30 to go now, so let's see here. Looks like Jake's got about 15 laps of fuel left in this run, so it looks like we're going to have one more round of green flag pit stops, and that is going to be the money stop for all of these guys. It can make or break your race.
Now the question is, what do you do? Do you do gas only, or do you take just right side tires?
It depends on what they did on their last pit stop. If they took 4 on that last pit stop, possibly, I'd definitely say a right sides only. Unless the first round of green flag pit stops, if they decided to do 4 tires then, some of them might have done right sides only on this last stop, so that would have to probably put them back to a 4 tire stop again. So like I said, it all depends on what they did the previous time. As the 22 of Matt B. Dub and RJ Smitty make a little bit of contact. He got forced down below, was trying to make his way back up, and they bounce again, but looks like Matt let him back in, so good sportsmanship there. These guys keep it straight in a row here. Looks like we got about 7 cars running right there. Looks like
something I gotta say real quick, Mr. Boomhauer, though.
Go ahead.
Flying pickle, flying pickle, flying pickle.
Yep.
Thanks for joining out there, Mr. Flying Pickle, Flying Pickle, Flying Pickle. Great to have you guys out there. Again, he was unable to participate because, again, life got in the way. Great to have you joining in. Thanks for participating, and thanks for listening to us tonight.
It looks like this 3-car pack back here of Spanker, Roofer, and Trey are actually running this lead pack down.
Oh, contact being updated. Again, I don't know if that's a little bit of a lag issue on my screen. These cars are definitely... Nope, there they go. The contact being made, but they are working back into...
contact being made.
See, so he can see where I'm seeing it right now. Again, I don't know if that was lag.
What car?
But...
I'm seeing the 17, then there's like a light blue car in there.
Yeah, again, the Mr. Sports Legend, he's share playing with me, trying to help us do the commentation. So he's seeing what I'm seeing right now. At least he saw that. I don't know again if that was lag, but it appears to be no harm, no foul. Everybody seems to be in line, so I don't think it was.
All right, we have got 4 of the underdog RJM affiliated teams running right here behind Woodruff, with Night King following in behind them. So I'm not sure exactly how far back they are. Looks like they're about, I'd say, a good quarter of a track behind. So hopefully they can stay organized here and possibly catch up. We've got Woodruff leading and Buck following up, pushing them from behind. So it's not a bad thing to have those 2 guys in that pack. You know, especially along with Titans in there. He's a heck of a driver as well. So they got some talent in this pack back here. The question is, how much time can they make up, and do they have enough time to make up enough time?
The pack that Mr. Sports and I are watching right now, there's 6 cars, almost 7, trying to catch up to the draft. It looks like it will happen. It will turn into a 7-car draft as Mr. Night King goes to the high side in that beautiful Air Force vehicle. But there's a little bit of a gap with Buck right there, but that's what you want. You want that little bit of a gap. It'll help you just pull in like a vacuum cleaner. But can he stick there? He got a little loose. Can Night King catch back up to him? I don't know if he can get a sniff of that draft.
Spinker, Roofer, and Trey have caught the lead pack. They are about to start sniffing that draft coming out of turn 2 right now. I guarantee you by the time they hit turn 3, they will be sucked up in that draft and catching on their bumpers before they hit turn 4. Here they go. What are they going to do? Are they going to stay in line, or are they going to make a move here and slingshot? A lot of these guys are a lap down, as it looks like they're just going to fall in line.
Patience is the virtue. We talked about that earlier. You know, we will know when this race is coming to an end. We normally do have an in-race reporter, but at a super speedway,
here goes Jake for a pass on the lead.
There he goes. I was just going to say, yeah, but with these, so we have to be coming down towards the end of this race. But these guys will stick with each other without an in-race reporter, but they have to be with their friends or child trying to push them to their lead. We're on board right now with Spanker. Let's see if we can do anything. Here comes RJ Smitty in that pink number 9 card.
Jake all by himself gets left out.
Yes, he does.
He can sniff that draft there, Sports. So he's back in.
Oh yeah, he'll definitely go to the back here of this pack. He'll probably pull him in front of Smitty as he does. Don't count him out. There's still a lot of laps left. We've still got at least one more green flag pit stop to be made as he goes again. Don't think Smitty's going to go with him as he's got his teammate Spinker right in front of him, as we've got 25 laps to go. So they're getting down on the pit window here. A couple more laps, and I'm pretty sure you'll start
plenty
seeing
of racing
guys
to go.
Start coming into pit road, get that last stop in out of the way. Now, do you short pit? Do you get to the very bare minimum laps left and then pit, or do you run out what you have right now?
Are you a gambler? Do you put that extra 50 down when you're playing blackjack? That's the chance you take. You got to be able to know what you can do and what you can't do. You got to be able to look at your gas fuel counter when it counts down. Know where it goes and know how much you can go on "quote unquote" zero fuel. These guys are definitely have to look at that. But if I was Timac leading this pack right now that we're looking at, he's not in a good situation. He is burning more fuel.
Well, he's got his teammate right there behind him, Matt B. Dub, so it's not necessarily a bad thing as long as you've got somebody there willing to work with you, which I'm pretty sure anybody in this pack would be willing to work with Timac as long as they can beat him at the end.
Sport Legend, what would be your philosophy?
Again, it's a tough call, but I'm more of a gambler myself, so I would run it dry, just about, and then pit as soon as I get a chance. But the only problem is, if you don't have anybody there with you, they're gonna catch you really fast.
Oh yeah, I don't believe Jake's got any teammates up here in this front pack, so that's going to be a rough one for him. But, you know, because no, I don't think he does have any teammates. I don't think there's another no-co car up here. So,
Cardinal
Jake's
wall.
spinning.
That was Jake in that 00.
Somebody else
so
hit the
38
wall.
spinning too.
Not
Oh,
good at 38.
as he
Is that
goes
Robbie Vids?
barrel rolling. No, the 38 is Tackleberry, as the caution
Oh,
is out.
38? I thought that was the blue car. Sorry, guys. Once again, everybody changing. Silly season was extremely fun in the off season. For most of us guys up here, do a lot of broadcasting. For Sports Legend, myself, Jake, Boomhauer, everybody is. We got to learn everybody's new car, so we do apologize for that. But yeah, that was our second
That's the only
caution
thing I
of
heard
this
Jake
race.
say. I turned the volume up on his broadcast on his stream, and the only thing I heard was, "Damn."
Well, the last time he hit the wall here, it was actually at Talladega. It was because of his putty
So
cat.
Jake holds on to the lead.
Yeah, he
Question
still.
is now, can you make it from here?
I believe they can. I will let you know here in about 4 or 5 seconds if he'll switch his stream, his little information.
We got that
over to
4-car
fuel.
Woodruff on the outside trying to pull that lane down
Yes,
there.
they
being
can.
a
There
cup
is 19 laps to go. They are in the fuel window with all of them.
fuel
I'm
window
pretty
good
sure
to go. But
pitted.
here comes
Yep.
Woodruff on the outside, looking good though. Boomhauer trying to make his debut in the Cup Series.
Oh, they're wrecking
Get it in
again.
W. 37
The
pushing
one
him down.
car
Yeah,
of Coke FN spinning.
that is not what he wanted to see. Caution Street crossing, so let's see if it happens, though.
Yes, it did. Caution is
Yes,
out.
sir.
All right, boys and girls, cats
All right, so
and
we've
dogs,
got
ladies and
Jake,
gentlemen, things
Titan,
have just now
Timac,
gotten exciting.
Roofer, Spinker, Woodruff, Mr. Man from across the pond, Robbie Vids running 7th, Tackleberry in 8th, Trey in 9th, and Buck Racing rounding out the top 10.
My question is, and let's take this to a fan vote. I know Tackleberry and Roddy Vids are good friends. They're not on the same team. They're not in communication. Would you go with somebody that you race with a lot outside of Giggity in recreational lobbies? Do you trust them, or do you want to see what they do? Let's take a van vote for everybody out there paying attention.
Oh man,
That's a
we
good
got
question.
Titans lined up on
that's
the
a very
outside.
good question. That's a hard question.
Roofer pushes Spinker through the grass. Oh, that is not going to go over well. Oh, is the 4 make contact? I can't see who that is. Looks like it might have been a 17 car. I'm not sure.
Trying to give you the best view you can, too, Mr. Legend.
Oh, you're good.
As Jake leads this pack coming out of turn 2, heading down the backstretch. We got Timac in 2nd, Roofer in 3rd.
I do believe that's the poor Woodruff right there.
Woodruff in 4th and Buck in 5th.
Going. Oh, they were just 3 wide.
Yep, that's getting dicey.
They're
at the
4
back
wide
there.
in the back.
Yep.
Things are
they
getting
know.
tight here at Daytona.
Oh, Woodruff
4 goes to
steps
the
out.
inside.
He comes
Wood,
back
Yep,
up.
gets
Buck
pushed on the
goes
bottom
high.
line.
Contact being made with Buck in that 71.
Oh, Buck needs, he's wanting to get up to Jake and do everything he can to push his teammate to a win right now, but it looks like he's going to get shuffled back and he's going to be about 10th or 11th by the time it's said and over with. As Robbie makes his way into the top 5.
There's that slow, methodical, patient Rob who we all know and love. He is always there at the end of some races. Always at the, well, not always, but at a great time you see Mr. Robbie at the wrong place at the right time when he was just being super smooth. He's just got himself an ET 150. He's always great on these tracks. He knows how to drive every track.
Well,
Let's see if his
One
patience can
thing
work out for
that
him.
is not playing into the hands of anybody out here right now. The top 5 especially, it is Chevy, Ford, Chevy, Ford,
Oh, Jackson
Chevy,
Strong on pit lane.
Ford again. There is nobody hooked up right now with their teammates in this top front of the top
Oh,
front of this
One
pack
car.
right
Coke
now.
fan makes a move
I
on the
don't-
outside.
I don't know what you just saw there. Again, I was just going to say, did you see that sports collision? Again, you are shared playing with me right now, but that was
That
a power
great.
move. That was one heck of a power
Looks
move.
like we got a couple guys that drop back.
Nice move
Oh.
by Coke fan right there.
Oh, Jake and Tomac make a little bit of contact. Looked like Jake slid up just a nudge, and Tomac tried to go for it, but Jake cut him off. He said, "No, sir, you are not doing that." Oh, a little bit of checkup right there from Tomac as he gets in the bumper of Jake. So is he going to use that gap that he's got now on Jake to maybe get a run with Roofer pushing him? I don't know. Is Coke FN? Oh, dives down to the inside. And here comes Tomac and Roofer. Nope, Roofer cuts back down. Looks like they're going to leave Tomac out to dry.
Not good for that 12 car again. We
No,
one
it
of
is
our
not.
newer leads. Great to have him over here, but that does not look good for him.
That was a
Daytona,
heck of a
anything
move
can
by
happen
Roofer,
though.
though. He made it fake. He faked him out, made it look like he was going to go with him, and whenever he committed, he cut back down behind Jake. Oh, as Night King and Tomac. Did y'all see that?
Oh, hard contact. There it is.
wall with
Coke fan
Coke.
spinning around on the front stretch right there. Oh,
my
and
God.
on my screen, he
Multiple
just
cars
got
spinning.
airborne.
And caution is out. Caution is out.
Things are getting heated. The yellow flag comes out.
All
that
right,
white
we
flag's
have got
looking better, but that checker flag
12
looks
to go.
greater for some of these guys.
We've got 12 to go right now. Coke
Unless
FN's
you have
getting his
damage,
lap
it's a
back.
no pit situation.
These guys are putting on a show tonight.
Yeah, unless you and you know this is.
All right, we got Jake, Roofer, Woodruff, Robbie, Life is a Plant, Tomac, Night King, Buck, Littleman, and Spanker rounding out the top 10. As we've got 12 to go, we'll probably have maybe 10, maybe 9 to go when they drop the green flag again. So it's going to start getting dicey now. The end is coming. They know it. They want to do everything they can to get themselves in position. So how risky are they going to be? As we get ready to rack them and stack
And there
them,
it
pull
is.
them belts down tight, because here we go.
There we go.
Boogie.
AP Roofer, one of the hardest working people in NASCAR heat bar, working on the outside. Then we got Jake to the inside. But like I said, that 37, I am going to say this. I am going to go to the back to that Dale and Dale
heavy
show.
contact. Somebody's
Hard
flipping
contact,
back
hard
there. There's a couple
contact.
cars spinning back there. Looks like the caution's going to come back out again.
I was just going to say, though, with Robbie up there, I'm going to pull the Dale and Dale show. When Ned Jarrett pulled Dale Jarrett to the victory, I would be biased on that one. But here we go. Our
Yes,
own,
that was-
we got one of our own broadcasters up there in his rookie debut in Cup Cars and that 00 former Buck Mobile pulling him down to that green flag.
All right, so it's Jake front. We got Woodruff second. Life is a Plant up to third now. Roofer fourth. Tomac back up to fifth. Robbie Vid sixth. Night King seventh. Buck in eighth. Little Man ninth. And Spanker rounding out the top 10 as we've got just a handful of laps to go.
Great to see Littleman up there, too. I know he's been working hard on putting that Get Her Done team together. And same thing, we got to look at that beautiful 43 of Night King. I love that car. It's so awesome.
So I'm assuming by now everybody knows
Rack
how
'em and
strong Jake
stack 'em.
is.
Oh,
Do you
yes.
want Jake in the front, or are you trying to get past him as fast as possible?
It's hard to say. I mean, he's a heck of a driver. You want to follow. If you want to follow somebody, definitely he's the person to follow. But also, you want to do everything you can to have him behind you when it comes down
Yes,
to it
sir.
at the end. I mean, but it's definitely going to be hard. Oh, as it looks like Night King and all them back. Oh, they're wrecking again. Here they go.
The host must operate the system.
This is not what they wanted to see at the end of the race. We've had some good racing at the end. Looks like things are just getting a little bit too dicey. People are making a little bit too bold of moves, and it's just not panning out.
We've heard this numerous times, guys. Cautions breed cautions.
Yes, they do.
Everybody wants that inaugural win. You said it early. What's the name of that trophy there?
The Harley J. Earl.
The Harley
Trophy.
J. Earl.
Correct. Everybody knows it, and they want their name on that. Since we're going back to old school points, every point, every position counts. There are no more stages. They have to establish themselves early. Here at Daytona, anything can happen, but we are seeing that right now. Woodruff, our pole sitter, sitting here in the back of the pack. Not looking good for him, but anything can happen.
All right, here we go. We got Life as a Plant running in second on the outside of Jake with another Ford and Tomac behind them. Maybe these Fords can get together and do something. with also Little Man behind them. So that's 3 Fords, 4 Fords with Matt B. Dubs. So maybe the Fords have a chance to do something on that high line as we've got the Chevys on the inside with Jake, Roofer. It looked like Buck and as it looks like Ty-Mac pushes Life as a Plant out of the way.
Maybe that'd help him out just a little bit. We jumped on board with our own Jake. The 002 goes way below the yellow line. Maybe that'll give Sports Legend a little bit better view. I don't know if it is. Let me know. But hopefully
that'll right now.
No caution. It stayed green, so that is unfortunate for a lot of drivers. I think we have reached our caution limit, fellas.
They're back in a single line.
Yes, they are. It's all coming down to it.
Oof.
Heading into turn 1 here.
You're following Jake. When do you want to make that move?
You want to do it on the last lap. You don't want to give your hand away too early. You know everybody's going to do it.
Exactly.
The only thing that Jake can count on right now is hopefully I'm listening to his broadcast with Roofer running second. He's got his teammate Buck in third. Hopefully, whenever Roofer makes his move, the only thing Jake can depend on is that Buck stays with Jake. That's the only thing he can count on right now. It looks like we got a car up in the wall.
High.
All right, here we come. I believe we're going to the 1 flag. 1 to go. Here we come. Credit Bank 1 to go. We got Jake up front leading. What's going to happen? Oh, they're getting dicey. They're making contact.
Contact being made. 3, 4, hard accident.
That just might be the end of this race, sir.
Yes, it is. Jake is the winner.
Jake takes the checkered flag.
We got Jake finishing first, Roofer in second, Buck FN in third. It looks like Little Man is in fourth. RJ Smitty running out the top 5. Trey, Ty-Mac, Coke FN, K Larson, and Night King in the top 10.
That is a very dominant top 10. I can't wait to see what the rest of the season has to hold. Congratulations to the rookie in the Cup Series.
All right, why don't you go ahead and get our bad man in here.
Our previous Xfinity champion continues to where he left off.
Yeah, so why don't you go ahead and get Jake, Roofer, and Bucket invite in here. All right, here he comes. Woo!
All right, baby. Daytona 500. Holy crap. That's my first Daytona 500 victory. Yes.
We got 2 of the 3 of them up here. And Jake, we haven't talked to you all week. We haven't heard from you. You've been silent. You haven't been in the booth. You haven't been nervous about racing Buck's old car. Congratulations.
Woo! Oh, my goodness. Okay, so before I get out of hand, well, when I brought out that caution, I'm sorry to everyone, but there was nothing I could have done. I hit the little bump glitch that was going, it just dead right, and then the car behind me, there was probably nowhere for him to go. I was flipping. I don't know, but Buck, yeah. Oh my goodness, what a car!
Who's finished second then? I'm sorry, guys. Roofer. All right, let me get Roofer up here. That's what I need to figure out. All right, sorry, guys. Go ahead.
So Jake, hey Jake, so what was going through your mind the last couple laps right there, man?
Man, I don't know.
Especially with all the cautions coming out.
Yeah. Towards about 10 to go, 6 to go, then 4 to go, that's where it got a little scary. But I knew there were certain people I wanted to push me. I kept a lot of room. I gave a lot of room to everybody. I had a huge gap all night long, and when I brought out that caution, took 2, got the lead, and from there, never looked back. Big thanks to MP Roofer. He's the one that pushed me to victory, so to speak. I think he could have had a shot.
Yeah,
but
I was about to say, as he joins the party there. Whenever it was coming down, whenever y'all took the white flag, I was watching your broadcast. I heard you say, hopefully Buck stays with you. So if Rupert did decide to make a move, was you banking on Buck pushing you instead of stepping out, or I mean, was that the only thing you could have done?
I was hoping he was going to push me for sure, but I mean, it's his own decision. If he feels like he could get second or first, it's his choice. I wouldn't have disliked him. He's a great racer, so I was hoping for sure he was going to push me, but anything can happen at Daytona. I'm just happy to get this Coors Light paint scheme into victory lane again. Oh my God! Wow! I said in the Dash broadcast, all I wanted was a top 5, and then the season would come to me.
You got a little bit better than top 5, man. Congratulations!
Yes.
Congratulations, buddy.
If that caution didn't come out when I wrecked, it would have been over for me.
Oh yeah,
so
absolutely.
I got really lucky there. It was a good race. We went 70 laps without a caution. We had 1 caution within the first 5 laps, but out of that, pit stops were great. Everyone drove great. Oh my goodness, my heart is pounding. Yes!
You deserve it, buddy. Great
I
race.
sound like Boomhauer when he won Talladega.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and go to our second place finisher, our first runner-up, that number 3 Chevrolet. Roofer, man.
Oh man, my heart's beating just like Jake's.
I bet it is, man. I seen your post on Facebook all weekend long talking about getting them DSR cars up to the front and getting the win. You came up just 1 spot short. If the caution wasn't coming out, knowing that Jake had a teammate behind you, do you think you could have had a chance at making the last lap pass, or was it just?
Nope, I was not even thinking about it. I told everybody. I said,
Wow.
I got Jake's holding such a good line. I'm happy with second. Maybe if I drag race him to the line, maybe, but I wasn't going anywhere. I was staying. He was holding such a good line.
If you go back to my broadcast, I was saying I was gonna let you win on that restart that you started second. I was so tempted to let you cut down in front of me because I like the way you held the line too, and I knew if I could push you or you push me, it would have been a good combo right there. But
yeah, I hit my fastest lap there when me and you actually got together there at the end.
Nice. You pushed me. You pushed the hell out of me those last few laps, man. Thank you for pushing me. Such smoothness too. So big
y'all
thanks to you.
finished 1-2. Third place
Yes,
did
sir.
not receive any points for the evening, but for y'all finishing first and second, that's got to be great. For the start of a long season. I mean, 16 races. Especially, not having the breaks with the stages. These races seem like they're just a little bit longer, even though they're really not. But, I mean, it's got to be a great motivation going forward in the rest of the season.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man.
Yeah, Roofer.
Second place. Yeah,
We got the best 2 spots right now.
right. Yeah, and I've finished second to Jake quite a bit, but tonight I was very, very happy to be there. I was actually on a really good fuel strategy. I hated that caution. I was like I think me and Jake might have been on the same fuel strategy. It was like all I would have had to do if it would have stayed green was take 2 tires and maybe 1 can of fuel at the end. And I kept having to restart on the inside, and I did cut Spanker's nose off one time, but I thought he was letting me in because I pushed him from 5 seconds behind. Just 3 of us, me, him, and Trey.
We've seen that, and y'all caught the lead pack. We've seen that. I was actually giving y'all props on that.
Yeah,
I
real
thought
quick,
he was doing me a favor. So
I gotta
tried
apologize
to
to the 22. I'm sorry, Roofer, I didn't mean to cut you off. But
no, I apologize to Spanker for cutting his nose off too.
There wasn't much of that today in this race, but I did come down on the 22 at one point. He was a lap car. I just thought I was clear, and then I got a little hooked to him, so I kind of pushed the 22 below the line just a little bit. So I apologized to him, and I think it was life as a plan. I pushed him down in the 12, so I apologize to those guys.
It's a tight track. It's not very
tight
narrow.
track.
It's not very wide.
Some things happen so fast you just can't. You have to make a split-second decision.
That's it. A microsecond,
Well,
And
our third
Rooper,
place-
let me say something
Go
to
ahead.
you real quick, though. I gotta say something to Rooper. I don't mean to cut you off
No,
there,
you're
Mr. Cowboy. Congratulations. You are, we talk about it all the time, one of the hardest people that works, not only for Giggity, but in Heat 4. Congratulations on your finish. I just want to know something. Can I know a celebrity? Can we be friends?
Oh yeah, man. We already are. I thought. But
No, it was a
anytime you
joke.
need anything,
It was a
no.
joke. No, I'm just joking with you. No, congratulations to you. How's that Chevy Power feel, though? Because I always make a joke about it at least once, but how's that Chevy Power feel?
I'll be honest, man. On these plate tracks, it feels a little better than Ford. I mean, I just on the plate tracks, it just has a lot of power.
Sorry.
I think I hit
Getting sick over
220 at one time, man, sucking up to the crowd. I mean, on presets, that's getting it, you know. But
Well, I did that in a
it was
Ford
fun.
Well, you got a lot of
Wednesday,
you
so-
got a lot of you got a lot of support out there. Anthony Carp, obviously Ed, though we're still thinking about you. Tommy Armor Boy, so you do have a lot of friends, you got a lot of fans, and you got a lot of teammates out there who are supporting you. Congratulations on a great race, great start to the season, especially going back to old school points. You definitely put yourself in a great position to look at it in the year.
Yes, sir.
Tell you what,
man.
I'm looking forward to next week. That's for sure.
Michigan.
Iowa's going to be.
I thought
Is it Michigan?
Yes.
I thought it was Iowa, unless I'm looking at the Custom Cup one. But regardless, no, I think it might be.
No, that's Xfinity I'm thinking of. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, it's Iowa next week, and it's
Oops.
Martinsville next week for
Congratulations,
Custom.
Trooper.
So
I'm proud
two
of you.
tracks
Yes,
I'm
sir.
looking forward to next
Thanks,
week.
buddy.
All right, Mr. Buck.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
All right, man. You was able to bring home a top 3 tonight. Had to race
Dashed
your
his
way
way in. Yeah.
And you said at the end you was just hoping to maybe push one of your teammates to victory. You pretty much helped do that and come away with a top 3, you know, on top of it. So, I mean, job well done, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely glad for a top 3. Glad I can just kind of go from the lowest you can go in Giggity, kind of, in a way, if you kind of understand what I mean. And then get all the way up to, like, the highest point near, at least. So that's good.
There's nothing wrong with the truck, just to let you know that.
But, you know what I mean.
And I'm your teammate. I'm just messing with you, but I'm letting you know.
If you won,
there ain't
if you
nothing
won, I would
stock
go down
about
there.
a truck. That's a movie quote, by the way.
All right, so yeah, fantastic job by all y'all tonight. You know, like Jake said, you know, it was a lot of clean racing. One caution up until the end when we had those 3 or 4, but it was definitely fantastic to see. I'm just wondering how many people are glad to get out of Daytona now. We've been here
Both
all.
hands are up in the air for me.
We've
Both
been
are
here
up in the air.
all week. The same track, every race from Monday to Sunday has all been the same race, the same track.
I'm already
So-
outside the track. I'm already in the trailer gone. Car's loaded. Car's still
Yeah.
at the track, but I'm not.
We talking about.
Yeah, he's in helicopter.
I've
Yeah,
been
I'm
I've
out.
been in Richmond since Friday. What are you talking about?
Hey, thanks for having me up here. I'm gonna get out.
Oh,
I'm gonna go and
absolutely.
celebrate with the team and
Hey,
Absolutely.
Gonna go get some
congratulations,
meat.
guys, and Buck, congratulations on your dash win, also, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah, I would say I'd be excited to get out of Daytona because my blood pressure probably is really high. But at the same time, my blood pressure is going to be high for every single race because that's just how I work. I can never calm down in a race. I'm
Oh, no.
always...
That's the way I am. I'm always up on this wheel. Yeah, I could sit back, slouch back a little bit, and relax. But no, you want to be, you know, for me, I'm up on this wheel. I've got my shoulders stuck up. You know, I'm right on top of this thing. But yeah, tune in tomorrow night, y'all. We've got our truck series coming from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Second race or second, yeah, week 2
Just
in
kidding.
season 4. But absolutely, congratulations on our winners. You know, all week long. Every single one of them have been hard fought. You know, they definitely deserved them and earned them. Which every race is hard fought, but it's especially hard to make moves at super speedways. But, you know, we've had some exciting races. Cannot wait to head into week 2. And we're going to cut this short and enjoy the rest of our Sunday night before some of us have to get back, you know, in work mode for the start of the week. But tune in.
A lot of
tomorrow night, y'all.
congratulations going out there to our podium. Sorry to cut you off, Boom.
no.
And Kokathin, you were informed to look at Red 2242's podcast earlier. But Boom, take us off the air.
Alrighty, like I said, we got Atlanta in the trucks tomorrow night. Hopefully y'all join in and watch us then. But until then, Keystone Cowboy,
Have a good night, y'all.
sports legend, and Mr. Pinky Puddin here saying good night, America.
Good night.
Good night,
Y'all be
Giggity,
safe.
and
Really
bye.
Bye!